Okay, here's another thing that has been bothering me, and I feel like nobody's going to agree with me because they're either going to be pro-choice or pro-life. And I think we need an in-between. I think that women should be able to have the right to choose, and I think that babies should have the right to life. I think that we have so many options to help women be able to choose, but our society is so like, you need to have kids, you'll change your mind, this and that, you need to have this many kids, blah, 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 and this is when you should have them. Like, it's so pushy about what women should do as far as their children go or their non-children. And so if we didn't have a society that was so pushy about women and children and let women choose to have their tubes tied and had better education and just all of that, we wouldn't even have to deal with abortion so much. Like, abortion wouldn't be such a problem if we were more understanding of women's right to choose in the first place. It shouldn't have to get to the point where women feel like they have to get an abortion. It shouldn't even have to get to that place in the first place. Less than 1% of women want an abortion as a result of rape and or incest. And so that goes to show that, you know, a lot of these pregnancies could have been prevented if they just had the proper education and resources to prevent them. Now, I'm not saying that would fix the problem completely and nobody would want an abortion, but I think there is a way to make abortion less of a problem, and I think that just making abortion illegal isn't the way to go about that. Pro-life people, the pro-life movement, they're so about like, get rid of abortion everywhere. Like, that's not getting to the root of the problem. There's a reason that women want abortions, and they should be able to prevent having a pregnancy in the first place. And so I really, really, really want to make it my mission to let that be known, because I think there is a way for us to work together. I just know it's going to be very difficult because at this point, the pro-life people are very set in their ways about just making abortion illegal. That's all they care about. They're just so focused on babies' right to live. And the pro-choice people are just so set on having the right over their body and not having, this fetus. Like, it's kind of like the fetus has become the enemy now, and like they don't want anything to do with it, you know. It's just like an invasive thing to them. And so they want the right to be able to abort babies when they get pregnant. And I can understand both viewpoints. Like, personally, I don't think I could have an abortion myself, but I've also never been in that position. You know what I mean? I don't think it's right, though. I don't think it's right to just kill a baby because you're not ready to have a baby or whatever reason. I think that, I think that's really, really, really a last resort thing. And I think that it's not a woman's fault for having that be a last resort thing, because that's how our society is. They make you wait until you are pregnant to be like, oh, well, you either get an abortion or you don't. Like, it shouldn't have to come down to that. You should be able to prevent pregnancy easier in the first place so that you don't even have to consider abortion. And then everybody will be happy. You have the right to choose if you get pregnant in the first place, and you know, there aren't going to be as many babies that are conceived and killed, you know? So it's just a really good middle ground, I think. And like I said, a lot of people would disagree because most people are leaning completely one way or the other. Or there are people who are like, you know, I think it's wrong that babies are killed, but it's an exception in the less than 1% cases where there's rape and incest or this and that. Like, there's like there's a lot of gray areas, but mostly people they're more for, you know, the baby's right to life or the women's right to choose. And I say, why not both? We should let as many babies live as possible, and we should let as many women choose as possible. And then we should address the issue of abortion when it comes down to that. But abortion needs to be less of an issue, and the way to make it less of an issue isn't to make it illegal or make it legal. The way to make it less of an issue is to get to the root of the problem and to help women not get pregnant in the first place if they don't want that. So that's my stance. I hope that more people start understanding that, because I really think that it would really, really, really help us. Getting to the root of the issue would help us on so many things. And I just am so passionate about it because I really care about everybody. I care about the women. I care about the babies. I care about the dads. I care about everybody. Everybody. It just breaks my heart that so many people are suffering. There's women suffering and babies dying, and it's just a mess. It's a complete mess. So I don't know. That's my message for the day, for that.